Thought for 12 imagine for a moment that DJI isn't just tinkering with the edges of action camera innovation. They're tearing up the playbook entirely, reimagining what these rugged little devices can truly achieve. Forget incremental tweaks or subtle redesigns. Picture a bold leap that redefines the entire category. That's the promise buzzing around the DJI Osmo Action6, based on the freshest leaks and whispers from those in the know. If even a fraction of this pans out, we're staring at DJI's most game-changing launch in ages. One that doesn't merely challenge GoPro, but could finally tip the scales in a battle that's been brewing for years. What grabs you most about these rumors so far? The sensor upgrade, the wild video specs, or something else? Hit the comments and let me know. I'd love to hear your take. In this deep dive, we'll unpack every scrap of intel on the Action6. The tantalizing rumors, the jaw-dropping features, and the hidden gems that could quietly steal the show. Why this one camera might just crown itself the king of the next wave in action filming. So settle in, because by the time we're done, your view of these pocket powerhouses will be forever shifted. To set the stage, let's flash back to the Osmo Action 5, DJI's previous swing at the title. It delivered solid punches, crisp imagery, rock-solid stabilization, and a form factor that won over plenty of shooters, but it never quite ignited a wildfire. Die-hard fans called it a smart step forward, sure, yet it stopped short of rewriting the rules. It held its own without rattling cages. This time, though, the vibes in the rumor mill paint a picture of DJI going all in, crafting something not built to shadow the leaders, but to eclipse them outright. At the core of this whispered overhaul, a sprawling 1-inch image sensor that could flip the script on what we've come to expect. If you're tuned into camera tech, you feel the weight of that upgrade right away. The sensor isn't just a component. It's the soul, dictating how voraciously it devours light, how richly it renders details, and how effortlessly it conjures that filmic glow. Action cams have long been handcuffed by pint-sized sensors, leading to grainy shadows and dim conditions, flattened contrasts, and hours hunched over edits to salvage pro-level polish. But swap in a 1-inch beast crammed into this compact beast? Suddenly, you're pulling in floods of light for richer hues, razor-sharp textures, and footage that hums with cinematic depth. Think crystal-clear clips from twilight dives, shadowy trail runs through dense forests, or the electric haze of a midnight urban sprint. All without breaking a sweat. Should this hold water, the Osmo Action6 might claim the throne as the first action cam that doesn't compromise on artistry, no matter the chaos. DJI is not content to stop at superior sensing, either. The scuttlebutt points to video chops that border on the absurd for something so portable. Envision 8K capture humming along at 30 frames per second, 4K slow-mo gliding through 120 frames per second for those hypnotic replays, and 1080p blitzing to 240 frames per second to freeze the frenzy into poetry. Pause and let that marinate. Ultra-high res from a gadget that slips into your shorts pocket. Sure, 8K might feel like overkill for most feeds today, but it's the underlying muscle that counts. Beefed up brains for tomorrow's demands, the liberty to slice, zoom, and smooth clips while keeping every pixel pristine. Deliver in 4K or HD. That headroom hands creators a superpower, unlocking edits that sing without the artifacts. This goes beyond spec sheets. It's handing filmmakers the keys to unbound imagination. No action cam worth its salt skimps on shake-proofing, and DJI's RockSteady has long been a benchmark others chase. Yet leaks hint the Action6 cranks it to 11 with RockSteady 4.0, fueled by an AI wizardry that anticipates your wildest moves. There's buzz, too, about horizon steady expanding to a full 360 degrees, turning barrel rolls off cliffs, mid-air twists, or topsy-turvy tumbles into horizons that stay serenely straight. No jitters bleeding through, no frantic fixes in the timeline, just pure, plug-and-play poise. Nail this, and DJI could etch a new milestone in keeping the action unflinchingly steady. Now, here's where the intrigue spikes into sci-fi territory. Intel suggests the Action6 rolls out paired with a sleek smartwatch remote, letting you command the show from your cuff without fumbling for buttons. Picture glancing at your wrist to tweak modes, eyeball live feeds, or overlay real-time metrics, burst speed on a downhill shred, pulse spikes during a brutal ascent, or pedal strokes on an epic ride. 4 trailblazers on 2 wheels, powder hounds carving slopes, or free divers plumbing depths. this flips the dynamic. Your cam evolved from passive observer to narrative co-pilot, weaving your vitals into the visuals for stories that pulse with authenticity. A rider sinking heart rate flares to hairpin turns, or a subsea explorer logging breath holds alongside the blue. It's not mere recording. It's crafting epics in the moment. Battery drain has forever been the Achilles heel of these high-octane toys, especially when cranking resolutions at guzzle juice mid-quest. But word from the trenches is DJI zeroed in on smarts over brute force of the Action 6, eyeing 25 to 30% more runtime even in beast mode. Murmurs of 64 gigabytes onboard storage join the microSD party. 2. A clutch safety net for those, oh shoot, forgot the card, dawn patrols. And rest easy. It'll dive straight into the drink, case-free, echoing the tough lineage of its siblings. Sure, packing a heftier sensor, brawnier chip, and beef battery might nudge the Action 6 a hair larger than its forebear, a millimeter or two here and there. But in the grand bargain, it's chump change to the leap in lush visuals, unyielding steadiness, and endurance that could carry you from summit to sea. Timing-wise, the Grapevine pegs a debut slot from late summer through fall 2025, prime for stuffing stockings or syncing with creator fests that light up the scene. Price tags? Scouts guess $329 to $390 to snag the essentials, with loaded kit tossing the watch and extras nudging toward $500. Stack that against the cinematic sorcery on offer, and it smells like a steal for anyone chasing pro vibes in a go-anywhere package. We'd be remiss skipping the elephant. GoPro's HERO 13 Black, a slick machine that honed to near perfection with its tweaks and torque. But where GoPro leans on compact chips and elbow grease in the edit bay, DJI's blueprint sketches a disruptor that doesn't play catch-up. It redraws the field. If these tidbits ring true, the Osmo Action6 isn't dueling on equal turf. It's elevating the ring altogether. Strip away the digits. 8K, 240 frames per second, and what's left is pure intent. DJI's angling to usher action cams into uncharted waters, where the gear doesn't trail your exploits but intuits them, where clips don't ape cinema but embody it. Fusing smarts, strap-on tech, and imaging wizardry, they're forging less a gadget than a chronicle keeper. Land is vision, and the Action 6 won't merely top 2025's leaderboard. It'll blueprint how we capture and share the rush for years. To wrap it up, remember these are echoes in the shadows, leaks, hunches, off-the-record nods, until DJI flips the switch. Take it with a grain. But if half this blueprint materializes, we're witnessing a seismic shift for shooters, storytellers, thrill seekers, and explorers alike. My 2 cents? Delivered right, the Osmo Action6 doesn't evolve the category. It ignites it. So, is this the dagger for GoPro's dynasty or savvy smoke? Share your verdict below. And if these leaks lit a spark, stick around for more unboxings of tomorrow's tech. Subscribe, spread the word, and ring that bell to catch every ripple. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.